What's going on YouTube? It's Richiwan. Today we are doing the Players Cup 2 Qualifier International Challenge Tournament. Is that enough words? I hope it is. Let's take a look at the team we're going to bring. It's a team that we've been practicing with for a while. I feel pretty confident about it. I don't necessarily think it's the best team ever. I don't even necessarily think it's the best version of this team. However, I think it's a team that I'm particularly comfortable with and should do really well in the tournament. So let's just go over it really quick and then we'll do a couple of battles. We are bringing Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr at the start of Series 5 didn't seem like too strong of a pick, but I think people have kind of realized that Psy Spam isn't really that effective of a strategy. So we're going to bring Conk to this tournament. He's got mostly max HP, max attack, and then some special defense to help out. Drain Punch, Mach Punch, Ice Punch, Detect, Flame Orb, Guts. The HP isn't maxed because with the current number, Flame Orb will deal the least amount of burn damage each turn. So that's the optimization there. The star of the show is Barky the Boltund. Barky was added to this team strictly to be an anti-Cinderace measure. He does that, or she does that in multiple ways. The best ways are Nuzzle and Charm. Barky outspeeds Cinderace and Inteleon by 1 or 2 points, and Nuzzle slows them down, makes them so that they might not be able to attack, deal a little bit of damage, and Charm halves Cinderace's attack, which is excellent. Obviously, these moves can be used on other Mons, but Boltund is on the team specifically to deal with the threat of Cinderace, which otherwise I feel like really runs through the team. The ability Competitive is really useful if I manage to get a stat drop like Intimidate or a max move on a partner, or even on myself because I have Focus Sash. Then Thunderbolt gets actually kind of strong, and I can definitely foresee a situation where we might consider maxing Boltund to deal with sleep shenanigans from a Moongus or something. So I'm really excited about using Barky, and it's going to be a lot of fun to have this kind of really spicy kind of sleeper pick on this team. Now we're going to look at like the meat and potatoes of this team, so to speak, or the core, right? This core is designed by a community from Gabby's Grotto. I mean, it's not designed, but we all kind of curated it to fit our needs, and we workshopped it quite a bit, and we all feel like, a lot of us feel like this is one of the best cores to have in Series 5 to just deal with general threats. It's otherwise known as Sun Room. It has a Trick Room half and like a Sun half, and they can both actually work with each other also. Venusaur is here. It's a modest Venusaur. It's got max special attack, mostly max HP, and then the rest is in defense. The less than optimal HP is to minimize Life Orb recoil since it's holding Life Orb. And we have Frenzy Plant, Sludge Bomb, Earth Power, and Protect. I'm probably going to PP up this before we get into battles, so I'll make sure I do that. It's a great max target. It does a lot of damage. That's really what it's here for, and it goes Zoom when the sun is out. It outspeeds most things. It doesn't outspeed Dragapult, but besides that, that's like the only thing that matters. And against a strong Dragapult, we probably just go Trick Room anyways. We got Torkoal. It's Venusaur's best friend. It's holding Charcoal. It has mostly max HP, max special attack, and then a little bit of special defense. I forget my reasoning exactly, but it was for a good reason. I don't quite remember what it was. Maybe it's a specific HP number. I'm not sure. It's got Eruption, Burning Jealousy, Earth Power, and Protect. Pretty standard stuff. I'm looking forward to using it. It's obviously a great mon. It speeds up Venusaur with its Sun that it sets when it switches in, but it's also really slow and therefore really powerful and under Trick Room. So it's just a great mon. We got Tyranitar. This is your classic weakness policy Tyranitar. It's Brave Nature, max HP, max attack, and Lash Out is a really neat tech. I could probably PP up Superpower as well, so I think I'll do that before we start. It's just a great mon. Doesn't have to be a max target, but when it is, it thrives. And then Dusclops is Tyranitar support, and akin to Torkoal being Venusaur support. This is also some pretty classic Dusclops stuff. It's got Nightshade allies, which is excellent because Tyranitar's biggest weakness is fighting. Dusclops is immune to fighting. It works out pretty well. Bulldoze is here as kind of a form of speed control, but more in Trick Room. It speeds up Tyranitar by slowing it down, if that makes sense. And it also procs Lash Out if it's not maxed. So this will do double damage. It goes up to 150 damage if Tyranitar has its stats lowered that turn. And it procs Weakness Policy. This is a pretty common strategy with like Rhyperior and other Weakness Policy mons, so it's no surprise seeing Dusclops use it here. And it's just kind of your standard Dusclops set. It's max HP, relaxed, more defense than special defense. It's just, you know, it's just good stuff. So I'm going to apply those PP ups and get ready for battle. And we're going to do a couple, maybe 2, maybe 3 battles to start off this qualifier tournament. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, we applied the PP ups to Venusaur and Tyranitar. So let's get started. Let's do the first battles of this tournament. There was a similar kind of tournament earlier in the year. I kind of did a really silly team. I think it was like a Trick Room team with Klinkly or something. It did all right, but I definitely wasn't in the mindset to, you know, place in the top 256. So we're gonna give it our best this time. I think this team has what it takes to make that qualifying kind of top cut for this event. I like starting with Gym Leader. I don't know. I don't usually listen to it elsewhere in my battles, but when I start with it, it's good. So. Alright, we're up against ZOORO. Looks like this is their first battle as well. They have Arcanine, Flygon, Alcremie, Charizard, Meowstic, and Lilligant. So it looks like it's somewhat of a Sun team with like Arcanine, Charizard, and Lilligant. I'd imagine Meowstic has Manual Sun going on. Let's see. What's our threat here? We have a hard time with Charizard. I think bringing Boltund in the front might be a necessary thing we have to do. Charm doesn't go very far, but I think Nuzzle really would. Getting Trick Room up might be in our best interest, but also if they lead Alcremie, we need a reliable way to just get rid of it. I think we'll bring Boltund, and then we might just kind of go for a Trick Room win. Tyranitar looks really good here. It's only really, I mean, Flygon kind of threatens it, but not that much. I don't think this is the best match for Venusaur. It has a good, maybe it's okay. I stand by this. I think this is a good call. And then we're gonna bring Torkoal and Tyranitar. We're definitely going to try and get Trick Room up. So, let's see. First match against ZOORO. Good luck, have fun. That's a nice trainer card. It's a good one. Very aquatic. Alright, my opponent leads with some names I can't read. They have Meowstic and Charizard. I can only imagine that this is Manual Sun. So, Meowstic could have Taunt, Life Orb, and Heat Rock. It certainly has Sunny Day. That's definitely a strategy that they're going for. Nothing is more valuable to me right now than getting a Nuzzle on Charizard. That is just 100% what I want to do. Setting Trick Room now might be a little preemptive, but I do actually kind of think it's our best play. It might seem kind of silly using Boltund to make something slower and then set Trick Room, but crippling the Charizard right now I think is the best thing that I can do. So I think that's my line. If we can bring in Torkoal in the right situation. Oh, they just go for Helping Hand Heat Wave, I think. That must be what they're going for. Hopefully they get the full para, that'd be great. Okay, there's the Heat Wave. It takes Boltund down to Sash and does not that much to Dusclops, honestly. As long as we don't get burnt, we can preserve Boltund, which would be great. Alright, there's the Trick Room. Now, I imagine my opponent might have Trick Room of its own, and it might be trying to go for that, but... Or maybe it has Copycat to reverse it. If it's going for Copycat, I think I'm going to click Ally Switch or something. I'm going to bring in Tyranitar right now. And if it goes for Copycat, then Ally Switch will block it, so maybe we click Ally Switch? Seems a little unnecessary, honestly. I think I'd rather just whack this Meowstic and get rid of its Focus Sash. Oh, wait, we know it has Heat Rock. It doesn't have Focus Sash. Well, either way, I'm pretty comfortable with this play. We'll get the Sand up, so any damage done to Tyranitar will be reduced because of not Sand types. Rock types getting a 1.5 special defense boost in the Sand. So, alright, there's the Nightshade. Meowstic must be going for Trick Room. And the full para. You love to see it. You really do. Alright, Trick Room is reverse, but with Charizard paralyzed, we might even outspeed. I'm tempted to just go for a Rock Slide and then set Trick Room again. We're in a good position. If we get rid of Charizard, I think we have a clear win condition. So let's get that Rock Slide and let's put Trick Room back up. The full para was great. It let us switch for free, basically. We lost Trick Room, but now Charizard's in, so I think Boltund did a really good job. And it still has 1 HP, so at the end of the match, it could still come in handy. They switch. I agree with that play. Let's see who they go into. Flygon, okay. Ah, yes, so Tyranitar... So my opponent doesn't realize that Prankster moves don't work on Dark types. Tyranitar is a Dark type, so it doesn't get hit by anything that's boosted by the Prankster ability, in this case Charm. So thankfully, Tyranitar's immune to that, and we reset Trick Room, and now we can just blow stuff up. Seeing that Meowstic can't really do anything to Tyranitar, I think it's time that we max it and we just go to... we blow up Flygon, I think is the play. I think there's a good chance it maxes here also, so I think it's important we get the weakness policy boost and we just hit it for as hard as we can. The Lash Out boost I was discussing earlier doesn't apply when you max. It doesn't apply to Max Darkness, but the weakness policy boost sure does. And the strength of Max Darkness is comparable to Lash Out, so... And we also have increased bulk in case Flygon somehow survives this, which I don't... unless it's like strictly bulky, which I really doubt it is. I think we're in a good position. Helping Hand, yeah. They're trying to get rid of Tyranitar, but without maxing, there's nowhere they're taking this darkness. Perhaps if they had Sash, but we broke the Sash with the Rock Slide, so... Meowstic's kind of low. Another Nightshade or even a Bulldoze might be able to KO it after Sand Chip, so maybe Dusclops will spend its next turn using Nightshade on a Meowstic. Alright, great. This should deal with the rest of the team pretty handily. The full para was unfortunate for my opponent. That crit didn't matter. The full para on Charizard was a little unfortunate for my opponent, but I think at the end of the day, it doesn't affect the game plan too much. If it hadn't been fully paralyzed, then Tyranitar comes in and takes a Heat Wave, which wouldn't do that much damage. Maybe they would have gotten the burn, but they have the same likelihood to have missed Tyranitar in the first place, so I feel pretty confident here. I think we just kind of steamroll to victory, so let's hit Charizard with the Rock move, and we'll Nightshade to finish off Meowstic. It's Max Charizard, that's fine. I think even if it has Chardy Berry, I don't think it has a chance living this +2 Max Rockfall. Meowstic could go for Ally Switch. If it has Ally Switch, that's certainly the play here. That being said, I don't think there's any move that Charizard can do that can knock out Tyranitar, and we still have Trick Room up to our advantage. And Charizard's paralyzed, so there's a chance it may not even attack here. It's fully paralyzed. It was going to go first, it went for Max Guard, didn't it? That's pretty unfortunate, but again, we're going for the Nuzzle hacks because they work. They're good. Of course, I feel a little guilty. I'd like to see some more challenge maybe, but we're in a tournament, so we're going to take these wins. Hacks has a win con. I mean, there's a time where Thundurus with Thunder Wave, 100% accurate Thunder Wave, was running rampant. A lot of VGC players say, at the time, I wasn't involved at the scene, but a lot of players say that it was the strongest mon ever in VGC, was Prankster Thundurus. So I can see why, because with Nuzzle, we effectively have a 100% accurate Thunder Wave that also deals damage, and it's totally just ruined this team's strategy. So thankfully, it looks like we'll be getting a Game 1 win. They may forfeit here, but Lilligant's really cool. I'm sad I didn't get to see it do anything, but yeah, there's the forfeit. I think we won that pretty handily. We didn't have to click Ally Switch, but they did lose 2 turns to full paralysis. Even if Charizard max guarded there, I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. Trick Room still would have been up, because Meowstic would have been knocked out by Nightshade regardless. Yeah, I don't think that would have changed much. So that's good. That's a great way to start. Let's keep going. Let's see our second game. I'm going to move on to Tournament. That's one of my preferred themes. I like listening to it a lot. And we are, in fact, in a tournament. So our second opponent has been found. It's Razeruk. Looks like this is their first match also. Ooh, fun team. Ice Cube and Clefairy, Flygon. Second Flygon, that's kind of wild. Liepard, Togedemaru, and Salazzle. I don't really know what to expect here. I know that Ice Cube is pretty scary when it gets set up. I know Liepard offers great support. Salazzle has been doing some stuff with like Sweet Scent, although I don't really see that happening on this team. What do I want to do? I think in Sun, Torkoal kind of just goes hard here. It deals with everything except for Flygon. So maybe we do... Conk looks great too. to be perfectly honest. It would have to take a turn to break Ice Q's ability, Ice Face, but I think that's worth it. Let's bring Venusaur and Dusclops in front, and we'll go for like a Sun or Trick Room mode. We can switch in them on that we think is appropriate. I like this bring. Tyranitar is great, but against Flygon, it's not quite as good as Conk. Conk has Ice Punch, and Mach Punch looks really strong here. It hits 3 Pokemon super effectively, so this is our play. I'm pretty confident. What's nice about leading Venusaur and Dusclops is that it gives me the option to decide with a switch if I want to go for a Trick Room mode with my first turn, or if I want to go for a speedy Venusaur Sun mode with my first turn. I could switch out Venusaur into Conk if I want to be slow, or I can switch out Dusclops into Torkoal if I want to go fast. So we'll see what decision we make here. Here's Clefairy and Flygon. Clefairy's going to go for Follow Me, almost certainly. So with that logic, I think I'm interested in bringing in Torkoal to outspeed Flygon, and I think we're going to max Ooze. It's time to get stronger. I don't think Flygon probably gets max Airstream, but I can't picture it clicking it here. And even a +1 Flygon may not outspeed a +2 Venusaur. So there's a chance that Clefairy might protect, but I'd rather just get the special defense or special attack boost in case Flygon goes for a max Quake and boosts its special defense. I want to try and mitigate that. So we'll save Dusclops for later. Dusclops and Conkeldurr in the back is a really strong formation, so this should work out pretty well. I'm feeling pretty confident about this. I think a worst case scenario would be Clefairy Protect and a max Quake Flygon into the Dusclops slot, which is now Torkoal. That's something I don't want to see. But I think even if that happens, we should be able to deal with it. But I have no idea what Flygon does. I'm surprised to have seen it for the second time already in this tournament. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this turn. Helping Hand, okay. Interesting. I wonder what move they're going for. This might mess up Torkoal, but Torkoal's already kind of done its job, so. Clefairy almost goes down. That's kind of tragic that it doesn't. That gives it another turn to Follow Me or something, so. Let's see. I kind of hope this isn't a Venusaur. Rock Slide. It's into both. Okay, that's not a stab move. It really doesn't do that much damage. Okay, this is fine. I'm gonna go for the Vine Lash. I'm kind of anticipating a Follow Me, so I think I'm gonna protect and preserve Torkoal. Torkoal's damage output a little bit. It's too late to use Eruption, but a Burning Jealousy later on might be really decisive. So, okay, here comes Max Flygon. I'm expecting to Follow Me, I really am, but I think the worst thing that could happen is maybe like Max Airstream, or Max Rockfall could be pretty bad too, because it would get rid of our Sun or speed advantage. So let's see what happens. A +1 Vine Lash is going to do big damage if it doesn't get redirected though, so let's find out. Helping Hand, okay, so we get a clean hit into Flygon. It has Friend Guard up because of Clefairy, so it actually probably takes this, but we'll see what happens this turn. Getting the Vine damage off is great. Clefairy will go down next turn. Flygon will go down in a couple turns. We probably got to whack it again. But getting this effect on the field, it makes Venusaur's Gigantamax just totally worth it. There's the Rockfall. It's probably into Torkoal. Yeah. Doesn't KO. Doesn't KO. Alright, I think with the Sand up, it's time to transition back into Dusclops and set up a Trick Room mode here, because I believe... Oh, and it's Life Orb. Wait, the vines probably take it down soon? I'm not sure. It won't take it down here, but maybe the next turn? Yeah, maybe the next turn. I feel pretty confident for Venusaur to take any kind of attack from Flygon, so I do plan to attack the next turn, depending on what they bring in, but I do want to switch Torkoal back out into Dusclops, so we can make use of Torkoal's offense later. Ice Q. Okay, we gotta get rid of that for sure. I can't tell if this is a physical or a... No, it's a physical Flygon because he used Rock Slide. That's right. Let's hit it with our strongest move, Vine Lash, and we will go into Dusclops. I'm kind of glad the Ice Q didn't max. I was honestly the most afraid of that alternative. We can kind of ignore Flygon. It will definitely go down to Life Orb plus Vines. If it protects, I'm not sure if the Vines will fully take it out, but we'll just have to wait and see. Ice Q has Citrus Berry, so it might be going for Belly Drum here. We'll just see what happens. Protect, okay. I'm so glad we're getting big damage on it, regardless. Next Quake. So some special defense, not ideal. But into Dusclops, it does a good amount, but not that much. And Flygon will definitely go down to the vines. Just a little bit of damage. We'll take it. For those of you who don't know Ice-Q's ability, Ice Face, it works kind of similarly to Mimikyu's in past generations. It basically gives you a free hit. You can just take a hit. However, that hit has to be physical. Special moves ignore it, and then they do direct damage to Ice-Q, which isn't really the tankiest Pokemon. So it's particularly good in physical matchups. And if you can set the Hail when you have your Ice Face broken as Ice-Q, it'll come back. So there's a lot of cool strategies with like Max Ice and Max Water to reset the face every time it gets broken. So Liepard's kind of an issue here. We are in a solid advantage without a doubt, but Liepard is a little worrisome. I almost just kind of want to just Sludge Bomb Ice-Q and bring Torkoal back in so we can outspeed it. I think this is the play. It can't protect. Liepard could go for Ally Switch, I guess, but if we eliminate Ice-Q, there's no way Liepard can win. There's nothing that it can do. Frenzy Plant certainly does more damage, but I think with the vines after the Sludge Bomb, we should be able to do enough to this Ice-Q. So we get our Sun back. Dusclops really didn't take that much damage. Venusaur will... Oh, Fake Out. Ah, clever. I should have seen that coming. Belly Drum. Okay, they got the Belly Drum. They have Citrus Berry. Their face isn't broken, so they're... the Citrus Berry won't quite be enough. Let's see. Cool. We're assuming Liepard has Focus Sash, so this will break it. And Ice-Q can't take another turn of that. I think there's no way we can go wrong if we just Sludge Bomb and Burning Jealousy here. Protecting might be optimal on one of our Mons, but Ice-Q's still slow because its face isn't broken. So it could protect whatever. If Torkoal goes down, that's not the end of the world. They can't change the weather, so Venusaur's still going to be fast. Venusaur really cleaned this game up. I think this was a good demonstration of how powerful Venusaur is. Oh, they went for the double protect and they got it. Nice. Although I'm not confident Liepard can do much. Oh, can Thunder Wave, and it goes before Venusaur. Interesting. Very interesting. With Conk in the back, there's pretty much no way we can lose, but we'll see how long that they can stall this out. This should definitely tickle Liepard, if not just KO it. Charcoal in the Sun. It's not the strongest move, but yeah. With the Vines, it goes down. Actually, both these Mons go down. The really powerful effect of Vine Lash, you know. In a similar fashion, Aaron Trailer in the Dallas regionals, when we were still having regionals, demonstrated the power of the Kanto starters G-Max moves using G-Max Charizard to just really cleanly win that tournament. The effect is the same, it just is for fire types. It ignores damage on fire types, and it's a fire type attack that starts it, so I think Aaron really showed to the world that these effects are strong. And I should mention that Colossal has the same effects. G-Max Colossal can do the same thing, but as a rock type move. So nice, let's just do one more battle. And thankfully, we win our first two games. We're 2-0, undefeated for now. But as our rating goes up, we'll go up against harder players. So we're up against Jur Predator. It's a Trick Room team. Marowak, Hatcat, so that's a pretty popular strategy lately. Charizard, Tyranitar, and Togekiss. When I see Hatcat, I kind of feel like I need to just bring Torkoal Tyranitar and just like blow stuff up. Bringing Dusclops would be pretty good too. I can like do some... I think I'm going to lead Tyranitar Dusclops, right? Because if they don't lead Hatcat, then I can just ignore that and try and boost up Tyranitar or something. This gives me a lot of control bringing this here. Conk is really great against Tyranitar, but that's pretty much it. I want to say Venusaur is kind of essential to deal with Togekiss. I don't really have another good way through it. Boltund doesn't really serve a lot of purpose here. Charizard is here, which has a good matchup against our team, but we're going to lead with Tyranitar, so that should deal with it pretty handily. We'll do this. We'll bring Torkoal in the back with Venusaur for a potential late game Sun mode. And even if we get the Sun up and it's Trick Room and Venusaur's on the field, Torkoal would get to go first and really just blow things back. So Marowak is pretty scary. Marowak and Charizard I'm worried about. The rest of them, not so much. I'd be surprised if they even brought T-Tar in the face of Conk on this team. So, it'd be great to get 3 in a row. That'd be awesome. But we'll see. Thank you all for watching so much up to now. I really appreciate it. This is only my second real YouTube video, so thanks for coming by. I'm a new creator. I go by Richibon. I am currently streaming on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Mostly Pokemon content, but I am starting a weekly variety night on Mondays, which will be Mother 2, or Earthbound is the first game that we're playing for variety night. It'll just be let's play with heavy community involvement, so I hope to see you there. We got Tyranitar and Dusclops. Okay, this is a pretty good situation. Liepard probably wants to do something to deal with Trick Room. It seems kind of telegraphed that we might want to go for Trick Room now. Choppleberry Thick Club. Choppleberry Liepard, interesting. I might be in our best bet to just max here, because the sooner we get rid of Marowak, the better. We knew that Marowak had Thick Club for sure. An Ally Switch might be a good play here, especially because a Fake Out might be coming out, or I guess that won't really matter if we decide to max, but we should, Brave Tyranitar should outspeed outside of Trick Room, Brave Marowak. So I think I'm going to click the Ally Switch, I'm going to redirect some attacks, and we'll just see what we can do. The fact that this Liepard isn't Sash makes me less afraid of it, but we do have Sand Up, so it's like it would be broken anyways. So let's see. I think we brought the right lead with the 2 fire types, and even into Togekiss, Tyranitar's a pretty decent matchup, so if I were them, I would be anticipating a Protect on Tyranitar and a Trick Room on Dusclops, but Poltergeist just does so much damage. I think this is our best play. Revealing the Ally Switch early too is great, because then they know we have it, and then there's kind of like some 3D chess mind games going on, so with like whether or not we'll use it or not. Protect, okay. We'll still do significant damage through the Protect, and now we've revealed Ally Switch, so Liepard's Prankster means it can't really deal with Tyranitar particularly well for the same reason that Meowstic couldn't. There's the Foul Play. It'll tickle, but we aren't boosted, so it won't be that bad. That was supposed to go into Dusclops, which it honestly would have done nothing if it had. Okay, I think here we should go for Trick Room, or maybe Bulldoze. I know it has Copycat to reverse Trick Room, but we can always click Ally Switch, so what do I want to do? I think I want to go for Bulldoze now. I don't think Foul Play, even at +2, is going to be doing that much damage. They may decide to switch out Marowak, but nothing wants to take this Rockfall besides Tyranitar, so let's just Rockfall that slot. I'm not, as I said, Liepard's not exactly a threat to Tyranitar because it's a Dark type, and any priority moves that Liepard has won't affect Tyranitar, so we've kind of showed our hand by using Max Tyranitar immediately, and granted we didn't really get to do a whole lot of damage with our first turn, unfortunately, but I still think we're in a dominant position right now. That was a good play. Liepard wasn't really doing much in this situation. Slime Brim. Hattering. Okay, great. They both switch. Okay, we're going to get a big Rock Fall off on something. Charizard. So they're pretty much sacking Charizard at this point. They're saying, hey, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to try and win by using Trick Room. Little do they know that now that we've seen their whole team, I actually don't plan on using Trick Room. Tyranitar should just be able to deal with this pretty handily without any speed control. So we're gonna hit Hattering, break its Focus Sash if it had it. It'll be speed dropped as well, so it can't. It'll still be slower than Tyranitar, because I know we've lowered our own Tyranitar speed, but we've lowered the Hattering speed as well. So they still have Marowak and Liepard. Marowak's kind of troublesome because now, outside of Trick Room, it definitely outspeeds Tyranitar, but I'm not sure it can really do that much, and they've seen Ally Switch, so they know that that's a threat, that is something that can happen here. Here's Marowak. I'm certainly more scared of Marowak than I am of Hattering right now. A Max Smite from Hattering could be pretty devastating too, though. Do I want to switch with a Dusclops? I think not. I think now's the time. See, it's tricky. They don't really want to set Trick Room, because if they do, then Tyranitar will beat Marowak. So I think if I just Nightshade to cover for the Protect, get some damage on Marowak, and if I Rockfall into Hatterene, who I think wants to click Trick Room, this is our optimal play. Is this a Max Marowak? A Max Quake might KO Tyranitar. It certainly might. It's Max Marowak. Okay. Marowak could still roll through our team, but I'm not going to count on it quite yet. I expect a Max Guard. Phantasm. Okay, into Dustclops. We should take this. We don't take this. Okay. Marowak is very strong. Alright, this will get rid of Hat. It might have gone for Trick Room, it might have gone for Dazzling Gleam, I'm not really sure what. But I was kind of predicting a Max Guard coming out of Marowak. This is fine, I think we should be able to have this from here. Yeah, Light-Part's coming in, and then Marowak's here. I think Venusaur looks pretty good. I wonder what this Light-Part's gonna do. My play is certainly Rock Slide, right? I'd imagine just Earth Power Rock Slide is the best thing to do here. I could switch out Tyranitar. You know what? Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch out Tyranitar, restore its speed so it can outspeed Marowak, and probably just hit Marowak. I like that. So I'm going to bring in Torkoal. Venusaur was never in danger of underspeeding anything. If Liepard wanted to go for foul play, then it might outspeed it, but Liepard's very fast. This game is the closest that we've had out of these three, but I still think we're in a dominant position. Not necessarily dominant, but I think there's a pathway to victory. The chip that we got on Marowak through its Protect is pretty significant, so. Oh, of course, Fake Out, of course. I should have seen that coming. Okay, Torkoal takes that pretty well. Knuckle, was that Brick Break? It was probably Brick Break. Right, let's get that Earth Power. Let's double Earth Power, because if we can just get Liepard in here, we win, no question. Liepard, honestly, I think a better play would have been to Max Flare into Venusaur. If they Max Guard, that's fine. Again, I don't think Liepard can really KO. If Liepard went for Snarl, that'd be annoying, but I still think a double up with Earth Power would KO Marowak, and it'll go out of Dynamax next turn. Yeah, the Bulldoze was kind of risky, but we had Pokemon to switch out, so by switching out, we're going to restore all of... Okay, so it's going to use Brick Break, is it? It's not going to do that much. I mean, it's +1 from the Max Knuckle, but... Yeah, Torkoal's fine. Torkoal doesn't care about that. Alright, so it almost KOs. It almost KOs. I'd imagine... I kind of hope Marowak goes into Venusaur here. It looks like it is. Yeah. Venusaur goes down, Torkoal gets to finish off Marowak, and then Liepard has to deal with Torkoal and Tyranitar. So we should have this one clinched. Cool. The Sun going away for Torkoal is kind of sad, but I really think it'll be Tyranitar getting the KO here. It's just going to go for a super power. There's no way Liepard takes that. I think even if we just didn't attack at all, Liepard might go down to Sandstorm before it can beat both of these Mons. So, well, it wouldn't go down to Sandstorm because it would only be 5 turns, but you see what I'm saying. Yep, Foul Play into Tyranitar won't do that much. Oh, into Torkoal. Yeah, still fine. Oh, that's right, it's Shuffle Berry. Well, the Burning Jealousy will finish off if this doesn't, but this should. Oh, okay. Burning Jealousy. Definitely take care of it. Yeah. GG to my opponent. This is great to see. You know, we won our first 3 games. I'm not 100% convinced that I will or will not achieve this top 256 cut, but if there's any way I'm going to do it, it's going to be by going undefeated for my first 3 games. So thank you all so much for watching. Again, my name's Richibon. I plan on doing as common as I can Pokemon videos on this YouTube channel, and I'm going to be streaming 4 times a week from here on out on twitch.tv/RichieBondGaming. As I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday evenings, Eastern time. So around 6 or 7 is when most streams start. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.